Thank you for joining me here today. I am Kasak. I am here to talk to you about the different methods of FM generation. So, there are two methods of FM generation. First is variation parameter method and second is Armstrong method. First is variation parameter method, which is also known as direct method. Because we are generating a wideband FM wave directly. In this method, voltage controlled oscillator is used to generate wideband frequency modulating wave. VCO produces an output signal where frequency is proportional to the input signal voltage. This is a block diagram of the generation of wideband frequency modulating wave. Voltage controlled oscillator is used to generate the wideband frequency modulating wave. There are two ways of FM generation by using direct method. First is varactor diode modulator and second is reactance modulator. So first is varactor diode modulator. Varactor diode modulator is the direct method of FM generation where the carrier frequency is directly varied by the modulating signal. A varactor diode is a semiconductor diode whose junction capacitance varies linearly with applied voltage when the diode is reverse biased. This is a diagram of the vector diode modulator. Here is a varactor diode which is placed parallel to the tank circuit of oscillator, and this varactor diode varies with capacitance with respect to the modulating signal. And here is a modulating voltage with the FET transformer, and here is a negative DC bias, and this voltage is responsible for the reverse biasing of the diode. And the varactor diode works in reverse biased condition. Here is radio frequency coil and radio frequency which is responsible for the preventing the high carrier signal from reaching the modulator. And the diode has been back biased to provide the junction capacitance effect. And since this bias is varied by the modulating voltage which is in series with it, the junction capacitance will also vary, causing the oscillator frequency to change accordingly. Second is reactance modulator. In the reactance modulator, a transistor or FET is operated as a variable reactance, inductive or capacitive. If L and C of a tuned circuit of a oscillator is changed in proportion with the amplitude of modulating signal, then FM can be obtained across the tuned circuit as shown below. Here is a basic diagram of the reactance modulator. Here is a capacitance and resistor. IV is the current of bias. I is the drain current, and the VG is the voltage across the gate and source. Z is the impedance. V is the voltage between the terminals A and A dash. This circuit shown in the basic circuit of FET reactance modulator, which behaves as a three-terminal reactance that may be connected across the tank circuit of the oscillator to be frequency modulated. Note that an FET is used in the explanation here for simplicity only. Identical reasoning would apply to a bipolar transistor or a vacuum tube, indeed to any other amplifying device. Here is advantages of direct method. First is simplicity of the modulator circuit. Second is the low cost. Disadvantages of direct method: it is not stable enough. It is a function of various parameters such as temperature, etc. Now, second method is Armstrong method, which is also known as indirect method, because the modulating signal directly varies the phase of the carrier, which indirectly changes the frequency. Here is a block diagram of the Armstrong frequency modulating system. Here is a phase modulator which consists crystal oscillator combining network 90-degree phase shift balanced modulator, and the phase modulation is used to generating the frequency wave, and this blocks in the phase modulator is used to generate the frequency output. Phase modulator is, is used to the phase carrier wave varies with the instantaneous amplitude of the modulating signal. And the remaining blocks are included to show how wideband FM might be obtained. The effect of mixing on an FM signal is to change the center frequency only, whereas the effect of frequency multiplication is to multiply and center frequency and deviation equally. Here is a summary of direct FM generation and indirect FM generation. Direct FM generation carrier frequency is directly varied by the input signal. The problem is frequency drifting. Frequency deviation is less than 50 kHz. Second, indirect FM generation. Use non-linear circuit to get multiplier. Can use mixer to change the carrier frequency. Combination of mixer and multiplier provides flexibility. That's all about the direct and indirect method. Thank you.